Hello everyone, my name is Sweety and welcome to this channel. As you know, I recently got April card kit from CraftyScrappers. I couldn't help myself from creating 10 cards. Actually more than that. And in this video, let me show you the process for 4 cards and then I'll directly jump to showing you all 10 cards. If you want to check out how the card kit looks, the link is in the description box below. For the first card, I'm going to use some paper strings included in the card kit. I'll use them to create ropes for my banner. There is a tip for you. There's just one string that you need to pull in order to open the slot properly. Just find that and it won't look messy or difficult. Initially, I was going for a white on white, but as you can see, I changed my mind. This textured paper, also from the card kit, is off-white and I wanted something more subtle for this. I would draw some shapes with a pencil so that the banners turn out more neat and I would know exactly where to put the liquid adhesive. I recommend using a strong glue for this. I'm using Dewdrops by Nuvo, but I believe Fevicol or white glue would work just fine. I love the combination of off-white and gold, so the banners are going to be golden. Here is an easy way to cut the triangles for the banner. Just take a strip of paper, fold it in half. There's no particular measurement I took for this piece, it's just a leftover. After folding it crisp, cut the triangles like this. So you will get a folded triangle and some regular triangles. We are going to use both. For the middle banner, let's paste the folded triangles on the paper first. I'm just eyeballing the gap. Once glued, I'll stick the string passing through the insides of these triangles. This will give the card more interest and dimension. It's a bit tricky to do, but the end result is so beautiful. Let's move on to the second card. For this, let's cut the pink cardstock into half so that it's 4 inches by 8 inches. Fold it and you have got a mini card in itself. Since the card kit comes with coordinating cardstock and designer paper, you don't need to look for a matching pattern paper to create your cards. One of the sentiments that I love in the 6th birthday stamp set by CraftyScrappers is this one: Happy Cake and Candles Day. I'm going to white emboss it as it will give a good contrast. Next, I'm going to create some candles using the paper straws. They are easy to cut. And once again, they give me a dimension and make the card look more fun. You can use the square part as a focal point on the pattern paper, but I'm going to glue the folded cardstock to add extra space for writing. To complete my candles, I will add the flame. To add color to anything, CraftyScrappers has introduced ink pads. These are so juicy and vibrant. I'm using the color Sunflower here. It is an orangish color and it will add some realistic gradient to the flame. Moving on, we have card 3. For this, I've already colored one of the printed sheets that comes in the card kit. The whole set that you get of printed colors, printed card, is actually very pretty and can be used in so many ways. I used alcohol markers, by the way, to color everything. Now I want my card to be a little more interactive, so I'm tracing the windows of the bus on this piece of acetate. Now I will use a pen to sort of create an impression of this window on the card base. This way, the windows on the card base will line up with the window on the colored panel. I know the windows are too close and you need to be careful while cutting these out, but trust me, the result is so much fun and is worth the little trouble. I'll do the same thing to the card base, except this time I'll trace the windows directly using the panel we just created. Of course, you can use the white panel directly as the card base and avoid cutting the windows twice. But this way, I will be able to add an acetate for the window and hide it under the white card base. Also, the blue cardstock is striking and it goes well with the blue of the bus. The sentiment for this card is again my favorite one, Happy Cake and Candles Day. I keep using it so much. For the final assembly of the card, I am going to use some double-sided strong adhesive so that my card won't warp. If you use liquid adhesive with acetate, the acetate warps. Honestly, the card kit is amazing because you can create so many cards, and everything I have used in the projects today, including the acetate and the masking sheet and the inks, are all included in the kit. You get products worth more than 4,000 rupees for less than 2,500. It's available on discount if you still want to get one. Back to the card, I am adding some finishing touches, including some stitched dots around the panel. Also, the bus kind of looks like it is in mid-air, so I'll use a piece of masking sheet and forest ink pad to give it some ground. I'm using the dabber with a very light hand and blending it out. When you peel off the masking sheet, the image is all protected and there is a neat ground for the bus. I'll keep the masking sheet back on its peel off paper for later use. For the final card, I have trimmed the cardstock in half and then folded one on top to create my unique card base. Next, I'm going to create a white panel that will go over this cardstock. I'm using the partial die cutting technique to get a shaped edge. The white panel is slightly smaller than the card base just to get a thin purple outline. Here is my favorite and well-used stencil by CraftyScrappers called the Mask, and I'll use lavender ink to stencil the pattern on my card base. As you can see, the ink is quite vibrant and a little goes a long way. This makes such a pretty background. It looks like a pattern paper in itself. I've die cut the words Happy Birthday from this panel, and I'm going to stick a really pretty, hugely beaded lace that was lying in my stash for the longest time, and I think in this card it just made it look complete. Now let's get a look at all the 10 cards plus 10 plus cards that I made, and as you can see there are just so many. For this one, I actually have a video. Check out this link if you want to see the tutorial. This uses just the pattern papers that I got in the kit. The shape makes the card interactive, yet it is so easy to create. Plus, things like lace make the card look more delicate. Here's the card that I made just now. I added white lines inside the die cut to make the sentiment stand out more. This is a good old shaker card, just to give you an idea of using the pre-printed papers as shaker windows. So you need to just cut out the number and you can create shaker windows. Here is one of my favorite cards, I think simply because it looks so shabby chic and delicate. I used vine shaped ribbon to get a very organic look. Then I have this pink card I made in this video. I think it looks like it just came from Hallmark, just because it is so neat. Next I have this card. It's again a window card, and here you can see how beautifully the CraftyScrappers inks blend. This is again one of the cards I made in my DT kit reveal video. I think this one is also one of my favorite cards. Shaker windows are always a favorite. The elephant, the pattern paper on this circle, in fact the sequins also are from CraftyScrappers, and it makes for such a fun card for any girl. Next we have this card that I made in the video. As you can see, the card looks very elegant, and this stamp set, this sentiment is from one of the stamps from CraftyScrappers, and I gave an ombre look using the CraftyScrappers ink pads. And finally we have this card. I added some buttons, as you can see in the front panel. These were included in the card kit. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.